first, but he's back in there safely.
Yeah, they're going to keep him.
Well, they know the routine.
Yeah, they know. Is he going to try to bunt Browning right here to get him over? Or
I wouldn't think so.
He did hit a double.
Checking on him again.
And he's not even having to get dirty.
No. That's 3 times now this at bat. So count remains at 1-0 after checking on Beck 3 times. Here comes the 1-0. That's going to miss outside for ball 2. So Browning quickly ahead in the count here. Combination of watching these balls go past and the pitcher checking on Jack at first. He's going to glance at him again. Here comes the 2-0. Misses outside again for the 3rd ball. So your count will be 3 balls and no strikes for Colby Browning.
Green light him right here?
I'm taking.
I mean, I would too.
I'm taking. I don't know if his command's off. I think Jack at first is kind of messing with his head a little bit. Here comes the 3-0.
There we go. That's ball 4.
And they'll call it outside for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk for Colby Browning.
All right. Good opportunity. We got capitalized.
Absolutely. So the Columbia Central Lions will have runners at first and second with no outs on the board. They were the last time Colby got on base, as I alluded to earlier, was a double to right center field in the first inning. They were unable to capitalize and drive him in. So hoping they can do that this time around.
Yeah. We need to generate something.
Going to be Asher Conley at the plate. Very productive bat for the Lions. Here comes a pitch. He's showing bunt.
Uh-oh, Beck's
in at third. Safely. And that pitch actually missed outside for ball 1. So Columbia will have runners on the corners with no outs. And Conley still here at the plate with a 1-0 count.
Once again, I don't understand. If we're still in third, why aren't we still in second?
Yeah, you got to put the double steal on because if they're they're going to make the throw and it. Yeah,
they're not going to try to throw the runner out of second.
Check on Browning at first, so that's going to be 4 times checking the runner this inning thus far. To no avail.
This might be what we need. Just kind of give him a little something else to think about.
Conley's going to step back up, swing his bat a bit. Ready for the 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. That'll miss outside.
Dirt ball.
Going to get away. Beck's going to steal home.
He's in.
And Browning is going to third, and they're not going to get him. So the Columbia Lions, on a pass ball, Jack Beck steals home to put another run on the board. Browning's going to be safe at third, and there still remains no outs on the board, and Conley's going to have a 2-0 count here. This is exactly what we needed, David.
This is what we need. Now we got another important situation here. No outs. We have a runner on third. We got to get him across.
Absolutely. As we mentioned earlier, David, this is a statement game, and if you want to make such a statement, this is where you do it. Got to be a productive.
Complimentary baseball right here.
Absolutely. So, count 2-0. Here comes that 2-0 pitch.
Ooh,
Conley, not sure if he offered at it or it was in the zone, but it's a strike nonetheless.
Yeah.
So your count will be 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1. Conley going to make contact there. Going to be out at first. And Browning did not make an attempt at home there.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No.
He's a sitting duck if he does break on that ball.
So 1 out here for the Lions. And Cole Williams, the hot bat as of recent, will be at the plate for the Lions.
Yeah, Cole had this situation his last time up. Outcome wasn't what he was expecting. I expect this time he's going to get this runner in.
A little gambler's fallacy here. I believe the term is he is due. Here comes a pitch. He's going to offer at that one on a ball outside for strike 1. I think he thought about holding up there just as it was coming across the plate, but his bat was too far gone.
I think he saw about 3 of those breakers his first at bat.
And that ball is going to get away, but Browning's going to remain at third. So That will make your count 1 ball and 1 strike to even up the count. So Cole looking to drive in Browning from third here on just a little gapper or something, even a pop fly, whatever. And that one's going to miss outside for ball 2.
Talk about adjusting.
Absolutely.
That pitch was getting him earlier.
Now he's watching it go by outside. So your count will be 2 balls and 1 strike here for the catcher, Cole Williams. Here comes the 2-1. He's going to watch that one come across the plate for a strike, and that will even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm not sure if he was expecting something different there.
I think he was expecting that breaker.
You might be right, David. So, 2-2 count. Here comes that 2-2 pitch. He's going to make contact with that one. That's going to be – it's foul. Just barely.
Thought that ball was going to stay in.
I did as well. I guess it had a little weird hop on it. Weird path. Takes it foul down the third baseline. So Cole will step back and up to the plate, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes a pitch.
That's high.
Cole's going to watch that one come across high for ball 3, so your count will now be full as Cole anticipates the payoff pitch here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here comes a full count pitch. Cole's going to get it. That's going to be a base hit. Third base line. That's going to drive Browning in. Cole thought about second, but he's going to hold up and remain at first, and that ball gets away.
Big time hit right there, Cole Williams.
Absolutely. Good hit from Cole to drive in Colby Browning from third there. So Columbia, another base runner at first, and still 1 out on the board. And they drive in another run.
Yeah, good job right there.
Extend their lead to 2 runs with a score of 3-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd.
That's a great at-bat right there.
Absolutely. Quality at-bat.
Ended with an RBI.
Yes, it was. So you're going to have Kingston Ward here at the plate, looking to advance the runner in some capacity. Here comes a pitch. He's going to watch that one come across for strike 1.
Courtesy running for the catcher at first base, number 6, Ethan Sisk.
And as you heard John Wooliver, Ethan Sisk will be the courtesy runner for the catcher, Cole Williams. So your count will be no balls and 1 strike here for Kingston Ward as the pitcher glances at Sisk. Here comes the 0-1. Ward going to watch that one come in low for ball 1, and that will even up your count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitcher glancing at Sisk, going to try him at first, but he's back in there safely.
Moves. He got some quick moves, cat-like reflex.
Learned it from David. Pitcher staring him down hard.
He knows how much of a threat he is.
And Ward's going to make contact with that one.
Trouble.
He's going to have to get there fast to beat out that double play, and he does.
He beat it.
Did they call him safe?
Yeah, they call him safe.
So, no avail on the double play there. Ward's going to be in on a fielder's choice, safe at first. And that will bring Adrian Matthews to the plate.
The second time around, we'll get a bat on the ball.
They're getting some eyes on his pitch sequencing now and just how it looks, and I think they're starting to really attack and be aggressive. They know what they're looking for and what they can make contact with. So Adrian Matthews here at the plate. As we alluded to earlier, phenomenal night last night, 3 for 4. Going to try Sisk at first, but he's back in there safely. And I believe we're up to 6 or 7 pickoff attempts, maybe more.
You got to think he's going to flub one in the grass and get by the first baseman.
Absolutely. So here comes a pitch.
Uh-oh.
And Matthews going to make contact with that one. That's a shallow left field ball.
Down.
It's down. Sisk on his way to third. Or Ward, rather. Excuse me. And Matthews is in there for a double. Saw they were trying Ward at third. and said, let me just make my way to
Said,
second.
hey, I'll take what they're going to give me.
Absolutely.
Ward aggressive right there.
Absolutely.
Trying to take third.
So they're just going to have a little meeting on the mound here. And if you've tuned in any capacity, folks, I've talked about in recent games over the last 2 weeks how the man approaching the plate right now, Gabe Leonard, he is a very good batter with runners in scoring position, and he finds himself in that exact position right now. Coach Simler often has him lay down the bunt to advance runners because he is such a phenomenal bunter as well, but in this situation,
he's turning.
you got to swing.
You just say, you're my guy, go do your thing.
Absolutely. So, Columbia, with Adrian Matthews standing on second and Kingston Ward at third, and 2 outs on the board, they're going to have Gabriel Leonard at the plate.
22, Gabe Leonard.
And he will walk up no longer to Starships by Nicki Minaj.
Thank God.
And thank God, as
As we get a thank God from our
Clayton Harris
guy
said.
off the air over here.
And I think it's helped him out a lot, Clayton. He's been phenomenal as of recent.
Testosterone level skyrocketed.
Here comes the pitch.
Like a starship.
Gabe's going to
Oh,
pop
get out,
that
ball.
one up. Hopefully going to end up out of play, and it will. That will be fouled over the netting for strike 1. So here with 2 outs, Gabe looking to do some damage.
First pitch, aggressive right there.
Got to be.
Usually good things happen when we have that approach.
Absolutely. So your count will be no balls and 1 strike here for Gabe Leonard with runners on second and third and 2 outs. Here comes that 0-1 pitch. Gabe's going to swing at that one and foul it into the netting again for strike 2. So quickly down in the count here, but you know what? Like David said, he's staying aggressive, so I'm not going to hate that he's down in the count.
No, absolutely not.
It's what you got to do to drive runners in. So your count will be no balls and 2 strikes here. Here comes that 0-2 pitch. Gabe's going to swing at that one. Oh, man, just barely
on it.
foul down the third base line by probably about, 2 feet maybe?
Yeah, I tell you, he's seeing it right here.
He absolutely is. He's making contact. As Brian Whitehead will go retrieve that foul ball. And it's a good ways out there. Almost made its way to the foul pole.
Yeah.
So about 300 feet. So 0-2 count here. Runners on second and third. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Gabe Leonard. And he's going to hit that one out of play again. So staying alive here. Staying alive,
Good at bat.
making contact every time. Quality at bat right here, just about. Making the pitcher earn it.
Making him earn it.
Count remains. No balls, 2 strikes. And Gabe will call time to mess with the pitcher's psyche just a bit. Throw him off his game a little bit. Pitcher sets up. No glances at the runner. Here comes the 0-2. Gabe's going to swing and miss at that one. And so Columbia drives in 2 in the bottom of the third to extend their lead to 3-1. Folks, we will be back for the top of the 4th inning in just a moment.
In our connected world, a strong, reliable internet connection isn't just a luxury, it's a lifeline. For work, for school, for staying in touch. That's why when you need assistance, you want someone you can trust. Someone who knows your community and understands the unique needs of your neighborhood. That's where our local customer service and tech support team comes in. Our local support specialists are real people with real solutions right here in your hometown. At CPWS, we're more than just an internet provider. We're your neighbors, dedicated to keeping our community connected with local service you can see and local support you can hear.
This is Trip Stoltz, owner and manager at Columbia Ace Hardware. We have changed our store hours to better serve our community. Columbia Ace Hardware is now open from 7 to 7 Monday through Friday, from 8 to 4 on Saturday, and closed on Sunday. Come see us at 112 East James Campbell Boulevard and let us show you customer service that can only be found at Columbia Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
And welcome back, folks, to Mark Pickle Field here at Columbia Central High School. You're joining us here in the top of the fourth inning. Brandon Smith remains on the mound for the Columbia Lions. Bottom half of the third inning just now, if you missed it, Columbia was able to extend their lead, to 3-1, looking to keep it at 3-1 here. Branham allowed a couple of base runners, but he's been rolling for the most part.
That was that half inning took a while. Seemed like it's been a while since we've been on defense.
Yeah, it's maybe like a 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes,
Yeah.
It felt like. So Branham will miss there on the first pitch, a rare first pitch ball from Branham Smith. And your count will be 1 ball and no strikes. Here comes that 1-0 pitch. And that'll miss low, I suspect, for
Oh.
ball 2. I thought that was in there, but there's a decent chance it was not. So your count will be 2 balls and no strikes. Here comes the 2-0. And that'll miss low again for ball 3. So Branham quickly, very behind in this count to start off the top of the fourth. Going to look to regain his composure here and just put one in the zone. Here comes the 3-0.
That's in there for a strike.
Yep, that'll be in there, bottom left corner for strike 1. He is no stranger to throwing strikes, and he did just that. So your count will be 3 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the 3-1.
He's worked it back full here.
Yes, he has. Batter fouls that one off down the right field line for strike 2, so your count will now be full as Branham has fully regained his composure after 3 consecutive balls and will look to deliver the payoff pitch.
There it is. Boom. Strike 3.
Absolutely. So Branham, after falling behind 3 balls, no strikes, works all the way back to a full count and then strikes him out, looking for the 3rd strike. And like we said, David, this kid just doesn't lose his composure.
Nah, he's
He's nails.
calm, cool, and collected.
Yes, he is. He is a strike thrower.
Shows very little emotion.
Absolutely. So
He's not a man of many words.
with 1 out here on the board in the top of the 4th, Branham going to look to take down this second batter.
Could we call him stoic?
We could. I think we could. I believe he might be a fan of.
Oh, we bragging on him, and the kid hits a single.
Yeah, but you know what? He's going to get back on the mound, and his
He get a
facial
double
expression
play.
ain't going to
It gonna
change. And his approach is going to be exactly the same. So I think stoic is probably the perfect way to describe him. He does not get rattled. I don't believe that word is even in his vocabulary.
No, it's not. Clayton, we got any scores of interest in the county? Anybody playing tonight?
Give me a second, I'll take a look.
Clayton will get right back to us with those scores.
We got to put him to work. He's gone on break on us without telling us.
It is what it is.
I'm enjoying it.
So with a runner on first here for Summit, 1 out, Branham going to deliver this pitch, and he's going to get him swinging at an outside fastball. And that will make your count no balls and 1 strike. So after allowing the base hit to left field, Branham regains his composure and is right back to business.
Yeah. He ain't phased. Just like that home run. He just, okay.
That one's going to miss a bit inside for ball 1. As Cole voices his opinion as to whatever it was he wanted to say. And that evens up your count to 1 ball and 1 strike here in the top of the 4th inning. 1 out. Here comes a 1-1. Batter's going to make solid contact with that one to right field. Going to be fielded by Gabe Leonard. He'll make the catch. Pass it off to Kingston Ward at second for the 2nd out. And so that runner remains at first. No shot of a tag up there.
I thought off the bat that one had a chance.
It seemed like it did for as hard as the contact was. But nonetheless,
Outs and out.
outs and out. So 2 outs here on the board for the Lions with a runner at first. Brandon Smith going to look to handle business. Runner with a relatively healthy lead right here. Brandon glances at. He's going. And that's a ball driven out to left center field.
Scored right there.
And it's going to be bobbled at the wall. That runner's coming around, and he will score. And Summit will have an extra base hit, a double specifically after the bobbled ball at the wall. Really no chance to catch that one.
Good time for a hit and run right there.
Yep. So Summit puts another one on the board
16, Zachary Lamb.
to cut their deficit in half from 2 to 1. So 2 outs here on the board. Runner at second. Again, Branham going to regain composure. Looking to seal the deal here in the 4th. Here comes a pitch. That one will be low for ball 1. That will make your count 1 ball and no strikes. So a relatively competitive game thus far.
Yeah,
Columbia
good game.
gets ahead in the top of the 1st. Summit ties it up effectively immediately. Columbia goes ahead again, and then Summit trying to fight their way back here. That one is fouled off into the netting for strike 1, and that will even up your count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So the first 2 games of this series we watched, Columbia, I believe, took the 9-2 victory in game 1 on Monday, and yesterday, if you tuned in, they took the 7-3 victory. Relatively non-competitive games for the most part, but this one is the opposite thus far. Branham,
Yeah, so runner second, getting pretty aggressive.
he is. 1-1 pitch. And that one will miss low and away, or just away rather, for ball 2. So your count will be 2 balls and 1 strike here in the top of the 4th inning with 2 outs on the board.
Ward's moved over to keep that runner a little more honest.
Yeah. And Branham's glancing at him. I'm wondering if he's going to try something here. He will not, and he will deliver the 2-1 pitch. Going to swing at that one and fall to his knee. Had him swinging at absolutely nothing for strike 2, and that will even up your count to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Let's finish it right here.
Absolutely.
Find an out some way.
Have to imagine Branham's going some gas here. Whatever it is, let's let it miss the bat. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that'll miss low for ball 3, so we have now arrived at a full count.
Well, the odds say this is going to be a strike.
Yeah, of some kind. Foul,
Yeah,
strike, something. So Branham, regaining his composure, steps up, gets in his stance, glances at the runner at second, delivers the 3-2 pitch. And that one's going to be fouled behind the netting out of play, so your count will remain at full. And I'm honestly, David, I'm a bit surprised Branham hasn't taken a shot at picking off this runner for the lead he has. I don't know if he's setting him up or, I know Columbia's been reluctant to really check on runners.
We've been reluctant all season. That's not kind of in our arsenal.
So full count again. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, I believe. And that'll be fielded by Jack Beck, but he will drop it just a bit too far outside of the glove. And so Summit will have runners on the corners with 2 outs as they look to equalize this ball game. Hopefully that is not the case, but they are looking to do it right
Put a
now.
little pressure on us. That was a hit right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, I'm
That was in the hole.
as skilled and as athletic as Jack Beck is. I'm
him
not
getting there to field that ball.
Yeah, I don't think
Pretty
he.
impressive.
It would have been an extremely close play if he had a chance.
Yeah.
So 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Runners on the corners for Summit. Brandon Smith looks to deliver the pitch. That one's going to be fouled out of play for strike 1.
Was that our rules analyst, Stan Bell, that I heard screaming in the audience? He's been quiet tonight.
So your count is no balls and 1 strike. Branham glances at the runner. Here comes the 0-1.
That's a strike.
And that hits the edge for strike 2. So the batter quickly behind in the count here as Branham looks to take care of business. Branham sets up, glances at the runner. Here comes the 0-2. And that one's going to get hit to right field.
Ooh, get on
Conley's
Conley. Ah.
goes diving for it, unable to get it. Leonard will field, and Summit is going to plate 2 runs on a double to right center field. Solid contact hit.
That is a hard hit ball.
Yep, Conley unable to make the play in center, hard ball to field. And so Summit, I thought they might equalize this game. They won up my conclusion, and they took the lead.
Hey, you got to tip your cap to number 3 there. That was a big-time hit.
Yes, it
Big-time
was.
time.
So Summit leads here 4-3 in the top of the 4th inning. They've piled on 3 runs thus far. 2 outs remain on the board with a runner on second. Branham delivers. And that'll be in there for strike 1. That was effectively middle.
Yeah.
Middle fastball. So your count will be no balls and 1 strike. Branham staring down the runner. Here comes the 0-1. That ball's going to be hit to left field. Carden Bell
Well,
got
looks
it on
like
a
he's
beat.
under. Oh, that was a home run.
What?
That was a home run.
What in the world? Am I?
I think Bell lost it
He had to
in
have.
the air. I mean, he was 50 foot off the fence there, would you say?
Yeah, I'm really not sure what happened there. I thought he was under it.
Yeah, well, just watching him, I couldn't see the ball, of course, from the press box. But he looked like he was under it. He looked like he was there, and then the ball lands.
So Summit, 5 on the board here in the top of the 4th inning.
No action, no activity in the bullpen.
None whatsoever. And they take a 6-3 lead here in the top of the 4th. So Columbia is going to have to dig themselves out of a hole here.
Hey,
But hey, we've
Listen,
watched them do it.
the only positive, let's see how we respond. Let's get out of this inning. Let's see what we got, boys.
Yep,
Let's see how we respond.
I've said it multiple times on multiple broadcasts, David. Good teams win one way, great teams win anyway.
Yeah.
And this is, if you want to be a great team, you got to dig yourself out of holes like this and find a way to win.
This is top of the 4th. Still a lot of baseball left.
Absolutely. So, Summit on a 2-run shot,
Number 10.
2-run.
Two
Put up
run-
5 this inning.
2-run shot on a ball hit to over the left field wall, which we thought was going to be fielded by Carden Bell. Guess he just lost it in the air. Ends up over the fence for a home run, and Summit takes that 6-3 lead here in the top of the 4th. Branham delivers the pitch. That one's going to be hit to center
Lord.
field. Conley's
no,
on the
that might have a
run,
chance.
and he's going to
Conley
get it.
catches it on his knees.
Yes, sir. Conley getting the
Play.
job done there, making up for the unfielded ball.
Yeah. That unfielded
I mean,
ball.
it's
He
not
was
on
giving
him.
everything he
Yeah,
had.
he tried to make the read on it.
If he made that unfielded ball play, that's highlight of the season right there.
Absolutely. And
But
so
the Spartans
Spartans take a
not going away.
Absolutely not. They take a 6-3 lead After the top of the fourth, Columbia will look to battle back in the bottom of the fourth, looking to equalize things or take the lead, folks. We will be back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Robert Rogers at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
And I'm Michael Parks Lawrence at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
Together, we're Mr. Bobby Parks' grandsons, and we run his dealership, and we are glad to be part of our local community.
Being family owned and operated, we invest heavily in our community.
We do things like sports teams, schools, bands, you name it. We try to help everybody we can.
The reason why we do this is because we all love this community.
So come do business with us, your neighbors, at Parks Motor Sales in Columbia, Tennessee, right off Nashville Highway, or at parksmotorsales.com.
Hello, I'm Rick Whitley.
And I'm Daniel Pollard from Jones & Lang Sporting Goods. We would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for the many years of support. Since 1966, Jones & Lang has been locally owned and operated and supplying teams from T-ball to college. Stop by and see what we can do for you. We offer a wide variety of services from silk screening and embroidery to our custom trophy and awards department.
We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to noon. Remember, Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
And welcome back, folks, to Columbia Central High School. Summit plates 5 in the top of the fourth to take a 6-3 lead. Columbia is going to look to dig themselves out of a hole and battle back here in the bottom of the fourth. And you know,
We got 12 outs.
Columbia just going to look to dig themselves out of a hole here.
Well, we just got generated. I mean,
And Branham Smith,
8-9-1.
today's pitcher, will be at the plate, hoping to get out of this a little bit and generate some runs after allowing a couple.
Yeah.
But
Those listening and watching, little activity in the Lion bullpen.
Griffith, I believe.
Griffith
correct?
down there starting his stretch routine and about to throw a little bit.
So usually, David, I would say, let's get a long shot here, an extra base hit. But I'm actually going to.
Let's just get a base runner.
That's what I was going to say. We just need a base runner here. You can't. You know, with one batter at the plate, you're not going to get your run back, or equalize the score with one batter on.
Look where we are here.
So Branham.
We got our home run hitter on the night sitting in the hole.
And so Branham watches 2 balls come across the plate, and your count will be 2 balls and no strikes. Here comes that 2-0.
No,
He's going to hold up there, and he will hold up as the first base ump confirms.
We're taking here, Belkin.
Absolutely. You couldn't pay me to swing here. So your count will be 3 balls and no strikes. And here comes that 3-0 pitch. And that one we thought was maybe a little high, but that comes across for strike 1. So your count will be 3 balls and 1 strike for the batter, Branham Smith. Pitcher's going to step off for a moment. Just have a little discussion with the catcher. Talk about their approach here. Have to imagine the catcher saying something along the lines of, hey, throw a strike. I would be bewildered if it was anything but that.
Yeah.
So, Branham back in the box. Pitcher sets up. 3-1 count. Here comes the 3-1. And that one's going to miss high and inside.
Base runner.
For ball 4. And as we alluded to just a moment ago, David, we said as nice as an extra base hit would be, you just need a base runner.
Yeah, and that's going to get us. That's going to get us a courtesy runner.
Yes, it
Smith
will.
Was the pitcher. Looks like it's going to be Beddingfield.
So, Beddingfield will come in to courtesy run for Branham Smith.
All right, we're going to try to bunt him over.
Possibly. If you tuned into Game 1, folks, on Monday night, Gavin Beddingfield went the full 7 innings, only allowed 2 runs, pitched a complete game. It was a gem of a game at that, induced a lot of weak contact.
Yeah.
So, Caden Taylor, number 12 at the plate, going to take the pitch here. And KT's going to swing for strike one.
Fake button this entire back.
Yeah, make it go straight.
Because that wasn't strike.
Your count will be no balls and one strike. I believe KT swung at something that was just a bit high
little
there.
high. Yeah,
If he had
that's
taken,
covered.
so they're going to check on Bettingfield at first, but he'll be back to the bag safely. As I was saying, I think if KT had taken there and David agreed, that would have been a ball.
Mm-hmm.
So your count will be no balls and one strike here, and going to check on the runner again at first. And we've got to be over 10 pickoff attempts at this point.
That's abnormally high.
All 10 unsuccessful. So pitcher sets back up. I don't want to say he's about to throw the 0-1 because I'm assuming he might attempt the pickoff, but here comes the 0-1. And KT's going to show bunt. Bettingfield heads for second, and KT will be out at first on the successful sacrifice bunt to advance the runner to second. And that will bring Iron Man to the plate as you hear the Black Sabbath song in the background.
Now batting the shortstop, number 2, Jack Beck.
Talk about opportunity.
And you know, usually I'd say it'd be nice to drive in a runner here, but this is non-negotiable, and they're going to put him
They're gonna
on.
put him on. Yeah, I mean, can't. But I'm not surprised.
But they only get one per game, right?
They get one per game where they don't have to throw. But they can still stand up and throw 4 pitches.
Yeah.
Out. The old school way.
So Columbia will have runners at first and second with 1 out after the successful sacrifice bunt by Caden Taylor, number 12, and the intentional walk to Jack Beck.
Hey, Browning's hit a double.
Yes, he did.
And
And
First inning.
he's capable of going yard.
Yeah.
So they
What are we doing here?
attempt to tag Jack Beck out at first on what was effectively a dead ball. Just trying to sneak one in there to him. Runners take their lead with Browning at the plate. Pitcher sets up. Here comes the pitch. Browning's going to swing at that
I
one
like
for
the
strike
cut
one.
right there.
And so your count will be no balls and 1 strike here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Or the 4th inning, excuse me. I did that last night as well. I thought it was the 5th inning and it was the 4th.
Maybe that's a good luck charm.
Here comes a pitch. That one's going to miss inside for ball 1, and that will even up your count to 1 ball and 1 strike for Colby Browning. So behind in the count now even as he looks to drive in the runners or just get on base. Pitcher sets up, taking his time. Here comes a 1-1. And that one's going to be in there for strike 2. And that will make your count 1 ball and 2 strikes for Colby Browning, the first baseman. Here comes a 1-2. And that'll miss high for ball 2, and again will even up your count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Browning steps back up to the plate. Pitcher sets up. Here comes the 2-2. Browning going to foul that one into the netting, and your count will remain 2-2. Browning going to walk around for a minute. Set back up.
Browning, he got a little extra juice in him there. Looks like he looks like he's jacked up. He wants to be in this situation.
Yes, he does. He's ready. So runners at first and second, 1 out on the board.
Back.
And Bettingfield will be not checked, but pitcher steps off to just keep him honest. Here comes the 2-2. And that one be fouled out of play. That I suspect that'll land on the softball field. And your count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Pitcher's kind of gone away from his breaking ball. He hasn't thrown it much here.
He is not. So Columbia, with 2 runners on and 1 out, looking to dig themselves out of this 3-run deficit. Here comes the 2-2.
That's high.
That one's going to miss high for ball 3. And that will move.
Let's go, Colby. Win this right here. Gosh.
That will move the count to full as he will step back up to the plate, anticipating the payoff pitch.
Been a heck of an at-bat right here.
Yes, it certainly has, David. So, bottom of the 4th inning here, runners on first and second, 1 out for the Columbia Lions. Colby Browning at the plate, full count. Here comes the full count pitch.
Breaker. He finally uses it. Great pitch. Gosh, you just got to tip your cap to that.
Yep, it's a good one.
That was a pretty pitch.
So Colby goes down looking there for out number 2, and that will bring Asher Conley to the plate.
Was that the first time he threw it that at-bat?
I feel like it was.
Yeah. All right, Lions.
Here comes a pitch. Conley
jammed him up. That could be down. It is going to be down.
And so that'll advance both runners to second and third.
And look who's coming up. Who do you want right here in this situation?
Absolutely. So, on the little blooper to no man's land between the mound and second, Conley gets on, and Cole Williams will step up to the plate. Bases juiced in the bottom of the 4th. 2 outs on the board.
Let's go, Cole. Find us a barrel right here.
Here comes a pitch. Cole watched that one come by for ball 1. Umpire thought about calling it a strike.
Yeah, that one was pretty high.
So your count will be 1 ball and no strikes here for the catcher, Cole Williams. Here comes a 1-0. Cole's going to swing at that one for strike 1, and that ball had a good bit of break on it.
He did. He took a cut at that one.
Yes, he did. So that will even up your count to 1 ball and 1 strike. As Columbia looks to equalize the score. Here comes a 1-1. Cole's going to look at that one come by high again for ball 2. And that will bring your count to 2 balls and 1 strike here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So bases juice, 2-1 pitch to Cole Williams.
That's a ball.
He'll watch that one come in outside the plate for strike 3, and Cole.
Ball 3.
Ball 3, excuse me.
Whoa, you scared me there.
Excuse me. For ball 3. And Cole quickly a good bit ahead in this count.
A lot of pressure here on this pitcher.
Yeah, this has got the pitcher in a little bit of a tricky spot.
He's got to find the zone here. And,
I mean, you're thinking perfect. It's got to be perfect.
It's got to be perfect.
Yep.
And it was.
So that comes across the plate for strike 2, and that moves your count to full. Here in the
bad take.
Bottom of the 4th inning, bases juice, 2 outs.
Runner's going to get a head start right here on the pitch.
Yes, they will.
I need a bag.
Here comes the payoff pitch.
Good.
Cole's going to foul that one down the third base line. And so your count will remain full.
And we've seen him a couple of times throw the breaking ball in the 3-2. Do you think he's got the? You think they'll do it again with bases loaded here?
He just did it right there. Cole fouled it off.
So Cole Williams steps back up to the plate. Bases juiced.
Right here.
Absolutely the biggest moment thus far. Here comes the payoff pitch. Cole's
going
to
get it. That's going to do it, Joe. Attaboy, Cole Williams.
That's going to plate 1.
Yes, sir. Cole Williams shows up big time again.
That'll play 2, excuse me. And so Columbia will have runners on the corners. Ethan Sisk at first. Who is that on third?
That is Asher Conley.
Asher Conley at third on the Cole Williams 2 RBI single to left field.
We'll see a pitching change right here. They got it. Somebody warming up in their bullpen?
Yes.
Cole Williams. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Talk about big time right there. You talk about showing up. His last at bat had a runner on third, got him in right there.
And I wasn't able
to work a full count.
Was that a breaking ball he swung at? I wasn't able to tell.
I think it was.
Was it?
I think it was.
And that's going to be all she wrote for Britain.
Yes, it will. We saw early in the game, folks, Columbia started sitting on that late count fastball, and the pitcher adjusted, but we adjusted better.
Well, big opportunity here. Base runners on the corners, 2 outs. Kingston Ward up to bat. Once they get somebody warmed up to pitch.
They trotted anybody out here yet? Or they?
I'm not sure. Is this the new pitcher right here?
Yes.
Is it number 10?
I cannot.
Big tall righty here.
18, you said? Okay. So I believe this will be Jackson Lambert.
18 is Lincoln Cladney.
Who is it, Williver?
Lincoln Cladney, CHLADNY.
So this is Lincoln Cladney. And as far as pitching stats go, I've got nothing on him.
What about the other 18 you had? You got any stats on him?
Let me see here. Lambert. I don't have anything on him neither. So maybe he's not a pitcher. I had to go check their roster.
I'm going to tell you the stats that I have on him. He's having a hard time finding the strike.
I noticed that as well, David. Just watching his first pitch, I thought, I like this.
I don't have much time invested in that.
Who's about to be at bat right now?
Kingston.
Kingston Ward.
And then Adrian Matthews.
So if we get Kingston on here.
If Kingston gets on, I feel confident we will have tied the game.
I do as well.
That might have been his first strike there, Clayton.
Yeah, I agree.
Jay Lambert, home game changer.
Okay. You said Lambert?
Yeah, that's what I got here.
Lambert, but he shows up as number 3 on the roster.
I don't have anything on him.
Yeah, I have him as 38 on here.
So
I got Lambert
on your stat sheet.
I've got nothing.
Here we go. We're all going in the dark here. Hold on. We got something from the umpire here. Number 3 on your lineup card.
Okay.
Thank you.
That helps.
Something trying a little switcheroo on some jerseys.
So I'm changing in the outfield, or in the dugout.
Yeah, so Jackson Lambert will be the pitcher.
Okay. So Columbia, bottom of the 4th inning, they've already put 2 runs across here. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Kingston Ward at the plate. He's going to watch that one come across for ball 1 as Sisk will make his way to second on pitcher's indifference.
Still, it's a stolen base all day long. Come on now, give the boy his due. You see that vapor trail behind him?
I mean, he just teleported to second right there.
He still might be running.
That's going to get by.
Runners are going to advance.
And Columbia is going to tie this ball game on a. Did it hit him?
No.
Did not hit him. So just a pass ball. So Kingston Ward going to remain at the plate
ball
here.
game.
And the runner, Sisk, advances to third. Still 2 outs on the board. Ward still here in the box. 2-0 count for the Lions. So Columbia quickly equalizes the score here in the bottom of the 4th. Here comes a 2-0. Ward going to foul that one into the netting, and that will make your count 2 balls and 1 strike as Adrian Matthews retrieves said foul ball.
We got ourselves a new game, Matthew.
Yes, we do. It is back to a 0-0 ball game. Runner on third. 2 outs, 2-1 count. Here comes a 2-1. Ward's going to hit that one to short. Going to be fielded. Tough play to make, and he makes it.
He made it, yeah.
So Columbia equalizes the score here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Makes it a brand new ball game, as David alluded to. Your score will be 6-6. We will head to the top of the 5th in just a moment, folks. We'll be right back.
For the Lions in the bottom of the 4th.
We at Hollins Pharmacy must be doing something right. We've been providing pharmaceutical services in the Middle Tennessee area for over 60 years. The guiding principles of our business are fast, accurate, friendly, personal service. We do not have long waiting lines, and our phone calls are answered by a staff member. We strive to get to know our customers by name, not just a date of birth or number. We are your locally owned hometown pharmacy, and we appreciate your business. We urge you to come visit us at Hollins Pharmacy, 1608 Hatcher Lane here in Columbia.
Hello, my name is Zach Maddox. I'm a proud third-generation owner-operator of Columbia Paint and Wallcover, founded by my grandfather, Ralph Maddox, in 1946. We offer a variety of paint and wallcovering products, but our passion is customer service. We can offer many personalized services and can come out to your house or business if needed. Come visit us at our Columbia location or our new Spring Hill location behind Church of the City, or visit us online at paintcolumbia.com.
And welcome back, folks, to Mark Pickle Field at Columbia Central High School. Summit put a 5 spot on the board in the top of the 4th inning to take a 6-3 lead. Columbia battles right back immediately to equalize the score at 6 runs apiece in the bottom of the 4th. So we head to the top of the 5th inning here.
The shortstop. I'm sorry, the pitcher, number 18, Jackson Lambert.
As Columbia looks to keep this a tie ball game.
Well, here's Lambert, the pitcher, making his first plate appearance.
That will miss high for ball 1. And, you know, Branham traditionally is a first pitch strike thrower. And so I don't think he's off. But I'm not really sure what's going on. So, nonetheless, your count will be 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes that 1-0 pitch. And Lambert will watch that one come across low for ball 2.
See some action out in the Columbia bullpen about to get started.
Yep, Griffith is trotting out there to warm up. So, your count, 2 balls, no strikes. Here comes that 2-0 pitch. Lambert's going to swing at that one for strike 1. And that will make your count 2 balls and 1 strike for the pitcher, Lambert. Here comes the 2-1. That one's going to miss a good bit outside for ball 3.
Like he lost his balance a little bit there coming off with his release.
It did. It certainly did. And so Branham Smith quickly falls behind in the count. 3 balls and 1 strike as he looks to battle back here in the top of the 5th. Going to get him swinging there for strike 2, and that will bring your count to full.
Got a little defensive substitution. Y'all see that?
I did not.
Bedingfield at third.
Okay. Here comes the payoff pitch.
Got him
He's going to get him swinging at that one for the first out of the top of the 5th.
Right fielder, number 15, James Zeller.
And that will bring James Zeller to the plate for the Summit Spartans. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Zeller had a pretty good game yesterday in their loss.
He's 0 for 2 tonight.
I believe he had 3 hits yesterday. Here comes the first pitch.
a little breaker in there.
Good bit of break on that one for strike one. And I'm not sure, I don't think Zeller knew what to do with that one.
We hadn't seen Smith throw many first pitch breaking balls, have we?
No, we have not. So 1 out on the board here. And your count will be no balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And that'll miss outside for ball 1.
Williams catches that. Is that a strike?
No. And so that will even up your count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That'll miss outside again for ball 2. So Branham finds himself just a bit behind in the count again, as he looks to get this second out here in the top of the 5th inning. Here comes the 2-1.
It's almost like he's aiming the ball now.
Mm-hmm.
And that one misses low for ball 3. So again, Branham falls a good bit behind in the count. And David, it doesn't feel like he's lost his composure.
No, I don't think he's lost his composure, but he's just trying to. It's going to get down.
It's going to get down left field
bases.
line. Going to be fielded by Cardin Bell. Bobbles it a bit. Going to make the relay throw. And the batter rather, will be in there at second safely. So Cole Williams, the catcher, going up to just talk to Branham for a moment. Talk about the approach here with this next batter.
Still a little activity in the bullpen.
Griffith warming up.
Still throwing.
Cooper, the batter here, excuse me, gentlemen, 2 for 2 on the evening.
Well, let's make that 2 for 3.
Where is he in the lineup, Clayton? Seems like they should have. He must be closer to the bottom. I would think they've.
He is there 1, 2, 3. He's our cleanup batter. He's also the one who hit a home run earlier in the game.
Don't say that.
Well, he got a fly ball right there. Bedingfield calls him off.
We'll take it.
Out and out, baby. Is this just top of the 5th inning?
It is.
Yes,
it's
it is.
creeping by.
So Branham looking to get the 3rd out of the inning here with a runner on second and 2 outs. And the batter will call time at the as last moment as it gets.
Now batting center fielder, number 9, McLean Riddler.
Riddler 0 for 2 this evening.
I believe he pitched last night. Here comes a pitch. And that'll hit the bottom for strike 1. Thought that was going to be a ball at first, but I guess it got in there. We'll take it. So your count will be no balls and 1 strike. Here to the batter, McLean Riddler. Here comes the 0-1. Riddler going to swing at that one for strike 2. So quickly behind in the count here on 2 pitches as Branham looks to deliver us to the bottom of the 5th inning cleanly. Branham sets up, glances at the runner at second, keeping him honest. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that one will be low for ball 1. And that will make your count 1 ball and 2 strikes. And David, I alluded to it earlier, very competitive game thus far.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this back and forth, we were kind of cruising in control. That 5 in the top of the 4th made it totally different.
And he's going to get a hold of that one to right field. Gabe Leonard's going to go to field. It's going to bounce off the wall and not going to be able to get it cleanly. Summit's going to plate 1, and so they will regain control of the lead on a double to right field from McLean Riddler. So they will have a runner at second as Coach Simler is going to walk out, and I suspect there will be a pitching change.
Yeah, he makes his motion to the pen.
And so, folks, Branham Smith's night will be over, and Hampton Griffith will be on to relieve him here for this 3rd and final out of the top of the 5th inning. And welcome back, folks, to Mark Pickle Field here at Columbia Central High School. Still in the top of the 5th inning, Branham Smith being relieved by Hampton Griffith as he looks to get the final out after allowing 1 run here on the top of the 5th. Summit regained control of the lead, and your score is now 7-6. Hampton going to deliver this first pitch. That's going to be hit to left. Fielded.
They're going to send the runner.
Going to send him. Branham unable to field the ball, so Summit will plate another to go up by 2 runs. And Summit has now scored 7 runs in the past 2 innings and counting.
Yeah, 5 outs.
Left fielder number 16, Zachary Lamb.
So Summit will have a runner at first with 2 outs on the board, and they have plated 2 runs thus far. Columbia, again, just going to have to battle back. Here comes the pitch from Griffith.
This is Griffith's first time in this series on the mound, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And the batter watches that one come by for ball 1 high. So your count will be 1 ball and no strikes. Here comes. So Griffith sets up, looks to deliver the 1-1 pitch. That'll be in there on a nasty breaking ball for strike 2, swinging at a whole lot of nothing. And so the batter behind in the count here, that count being 1 ball and 2 strikes here in the top of the 5th inning. 2 outs. Griffith looking to take care of business here. Here comes that 1-2 pitch. And he will get him swinging on a drop strike, but Cole's going to make the throw to first. Going to be a little high, but Colby will be back on the bag. And so Columbia gets out of that 5th inning after Summit plates 2. Griffith gets them out of the jam. Columbia going to look to battle back here in the bottom of the 5th, folks. We will be back in just a moment. And welcome back, folks, to Mark Pickle Field, Columbia Central High School. I am Matthew Belkin, joined by David Sisk and Clayton Harris. After Summit plated 2 runs across in the top of the 5th inning, they're going to look to battle back here and equalize the score again, as they did in the bottom of the 4th inning, tying it up at 6. And they're going to have Adrian Matthews here at the plate, who does have a double on the night, I believe.
Yeah, he's been swinging a hot bat here lately.
And this is Lambert still on the mound, correct? And he's going to get a hold of that one down the left field line. He's going to take off. He's going to round first. He's headed to second, and he's going to be in there safely, no contest. So Columbia starts things off right with a base runner on second, as Gabriel Leonard will make his way to the plate.
Adrian Matthews has straight up found his bat.
Yes, he has.
The last half of this season.
He absolutely has. He has been on fire.
He has been on fire.
So, Columbia here in the bottom of the 5th inning, runner on second, no outs, Gabriel Leonard at the plate. Do you think he bunts him here?
No.
No? You're swinging? Okay.
Swinging.
Here comes a pitch. He's showing bunt. He puts it down. Matthews going to make his way to third, and Gabe will be out at first, but a successful sack bunt there as Matthews is in at third safely. And that will bring the relieved pitcher to the plate, Branham Smith. Now in at third.
Branham's due for something to generate us a run right here.
Absolutely. Just a good contact fly ball to the outfield will plate one, so we'll see what happens. Here's the pitch. He's going to hit that one. That'll be fouled out of play for strike 1. I suspect that one may have landed on the walking horse track. That's a good bit over there.
It was over there. Hot shot.
So your count is no balls and 1 strike here for the batter, Branham Smith. Here comes that 0-1 pitch. Again, fouled to the exact same spot, out of play for strike 2. So Branham on 2 pitches quickly behind in the count here.
He's seeing it just a little late there.
Pitcher sets up in his stance. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That one will miss outside for ball one. I think the umpire thought about calling that a strike. He kind of.
Surely he didn't. There wasn't even close.
I don't think it was, but the way he stood up kind of matched that of his strike motion.
I can't read the umpire.
So your count will be 1 ball and 2 strikes here for the batter, Branham Smith. Here comes the 1-2. Branham going to foul that one.
Way to do something with the breaking ball.
Yep. And so your count will remain
Stay alive.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitcher taking his time to set up. Glancing at Matthews at third. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And that one's going to miss high for ball 2. So Branham battling his way back into this count.
That's a hard pitch for those guys to lay off of, too.
It absolutely is.
Good take right there.
Your count will be tied up at 2 balls and 2 strikes as Branham looks to make something happen here in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Columbia Central Lions. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That'll miss a good bit outside for ball 3. So Branham Smith, after falling down in the count 0-2, battles all the way back to a full count. Looking to make something happen.
Last time, drew a walk, didn't
Yes, he did. I believe you're right. So here comes that payoff pitch. And Branham watches that one come across the plate for strike 3, unable to offer at it. And that will bring Gavin Bedingfield to the plate for the first time tonight.
Let's
go, Bedingfield.
Number 5, Gavin Bedingfield.
We only have 1 out, correct?
We have 2.
We do? Okay.
Yeah. We had
Oh, that's
that
right.
bunt.
That's right. My bad. So Bedingfield looks to make something happen here. Bedingfield's going to foul that one out of play for strike 1. Here comes the 0-1. That one will miss just outside for ball 1.
That was a good take. That was a ball.
Yep. And that will even up your count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1. Bedingfield going to jump back just a bit at that one as it comes across for ball 2. Good bit high and inside. So Bedingfield, after falling behind 0-1, finds himself at 2-1. Here comes that 2-1 pitch. Bedingfield going to make contact with that one. It's going to be hit to shallow infield, and that will be fielded by Summit for the 3rd out of the inning as Columbia is unable to plate their leadoff double. Folks, we will be back in the top of the 6th inning. We will be right back.
Columbia Power and Water Systems is dedicated to bringing our customers reliable, local service. Whether you're turning on a light switch, your faucet, or streaming on TV, our dedicated team members from here in Murray County work every day to keep you on. If you need us, call us 931-388-4833 or visit cpws.com. CPWS, local service, local support.
Welcome back, folks, to Mark Pickle Field here at Columbia Central. I am Matthew Belkin, joined by Clayton Harris and David Sisk. Columbia in the the bottom of the fifth inning there gets a leadoff double from Adrian Matthews. Gabriel Leonard puts down the successful sac bunt for him to advance to third, but they are unable to plate him. And so Summit's lead will remain at 2 runs with a score of 8-6, as Hampton Griffith will trot back out and looks to keep that at a 2-run lead for Summit. And you know, got to give Summit credit. They've battled, David.
Yeah, Summit, I mean, it didn't start off well for them.
They have not rolled over in any capacity.
They have not rolled over, and they've come up with some big-time moments, some big hits. This young man right here, he had a go-ahead double, or maybe he hit a double in the top of the fourth. Big hit.
Here comes a pitch from Griffith.
Man, they're scrappy.
And he's going to foul that one out of play for strike one. So Griffith looking for some smooth sailing here, hopefully.
And you know, I mean, I'm a newbie to the 3-game series, but just no offense to anyone, but when you're late in the game of game 3 of 3 days in a row, I mean, you got to have a pretty stacked pitching staff.
Yeah,
you'd have to think,
to be competitive.
To be competitive, that's right.
Because if you have a single game where you use more than 2 pitchers, you find yourself in a very disadvantaged position.
And you know, right here, Griffith, he's I would consider him. He's been in our rotation, but after him, we've got some inexperienced guys.
Yeah, I mean,
I would think Summit's in the same way. They've thrown a bunch of guys as well.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Griffith.
Oop.
That's going to miss inside for ball 3. And if you tuned into the Mule Day game at Columbia Academy this past Saturday, you would see what David was talking about. They brought in Colby Browning to pitch at one point, right?
Charlie Garner, freshman, got his first varsity action and threw an inning.
Just light on arms.
Yeah.
So here comes the 3-1 pitch from Griffith. That one will be fouled out of play for strike 2.
I think he swung at ball 4 there.
I believe he did. I think we got a little lucky there.
Yeah.
That one was high and away.
We'll take it.
Yes, we will. We certainly will.
We still got a lot of ball left.
Here comes
12 outs.
The payoff pitch from Griffith. And that one will miss low for ball 4. As Columbia allows a base runner to lead off the top of the 6th inning. Not what you want, David.
No.
Number 8, Trevor Spivey.
So I see what we do want is a ground ball double play right here.
We absolutely do.
Just eliminate that walk.
Let's induce some weak contact here. A nice little dribbler to Jack Beck that can make the toss to second. Finish off the play at first. And he's going to show bunt.
Well, they're playing a little baseball here. We'll move the runner.
That'll miss low and away for ball 1 to Spivey. We'll see if he continues to show bunt here. No reason why he wouldn't, I don't suspect. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Spivey. He's going to swing and miss at that one for strike 1, and that will even up your count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Oh, Spivey took a monster cut right there.
Yes, he did. He was looking to send one to Whithorn.
He was looking to send one deep.
After showing bunt on the first pitch. So, with your count at 1 ball and 1 strike and a runner on first, no outs here in the top of the 6th, here comes that 1-1 pitch to Spivey.
That's in there for strike.
Yes, it is, and he will watch that one come across the plate for strike 2. So now a bunt is just entirely out of the equation.
Yeah, no, we got to go right at him.
As Columbia looks to keep Summit's lead at 2 here in the top of the 6th inning. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Griffith. Spivey's going to take a daddy hack at that one for strike 3. And Columbia will get their first out of the inning. And now, David, would be a great time for a weak contact-induced double play.
What about our man Clayton? He just quit on us, hasn't he?
I think he's having a rough day right now.
Is he?
I don't know. He seems a bit off.
Yeah.
Could be reading him wrong.
Tell you what, we had a big night last night, man.
Yes, y'all did. Y'all got the win, right?
We got the win, yes.
Runner takes off for second, but that ball is foul, so that steal attempt is negligible.
Yeah, that had to be a little hit and run. You know, I like the hit and run.
I do as well.
We don't. I'd like to see us try to utilize that a little bit more.
I'm not sure we have enough guaranteed contact to do it.
It's been effective against Columbia Academy. It was very effective against us. And fourth inning, they were pretty effective.
Yes, they were. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Griffith. That one's going to be hit to shallow right as Ward makes his way over and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And so Hampton Griffith, after allowing
after a leadoff walk, he's scratched around here and got us 2 outs, and that runner's still on first base.
Yes, he has. He has found his way back. And the pitcher, Lambert, will make his way back to the plate. And I believe he went down swinging in his last plate appearance.
I don't recall. This seems like it's been a never-ending game.
It's felt very long.
Yes.
And so 2 outs on the board here. Runner on first for Summit. Griffith going to look to deliver this pitch to Lambert. And he will swing for strike one. So your count will be no balls and 1 strike here in the top of the 6th inning. Here comes that 0-1 pitch. As the runner takes off for second, going to test Cole's arm, but he will be in there safely. And so the runner advances to second on the successful steal.
That one got a good jump. That wasn't even close, was it?
It was not, but it did get in there for a strike.
Yeah.
So
this is all we're worried about right here.
Griffith healthily ahead in the count here on a count of no balls and 2 strikes. He will deliver that 0-2 pitch right here.
Jammed him.
Jack Beck's going to step up. Oh, no. Ward came in and called for it. And so Griffith gets out of that one cleanly for the Lions. We will be back in the bottom of the 6th inning, folks, as Columbia looks to equalize this score and fight their way back into this ball game. We will be right back, folks.
Somebody needs to get him in.
They signed a kid from here last year, 2 years ago. Played at Zion. Came here, never played, and they signed him.
Welcome back, folks.
Jack Beck
As
leading us
quickly,
off with the sing.
Jack Beck,
goal.
the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 6, gets on, and he is now 3 for 3 on the night with a walk.
Wonder what he is on the series against Summit.
He's over
He's got
500.
to be over 500.
He's over 500. I believe after last night, I think he was 2 for 6. So tonight he would have had to have gone 2 for 2 with 2 walks or 3 for 4, and he's 3 for 3 with a walk.
Well, it's what you want.
So
Start off there.
is this Gabe at the plate? Who is it? Colby Browning, excuse me. Colby Browning at the plate now, looking to advance Jack Beck to second, but there's a non-zero chance he's going to do it on his own. That ball's going to get past. Jack's going to make his way to second.
That's a little obstruction. Oh, he's going
He's going to third. He's going all the way. They're going to try to contest this at third, but he's going to be in there safely. So Columbia, with a runner at third here in the bottom of the 6th inning, no outs on 2 pitches.
That's good. I called it earlier. I said they're gonna plunk one in the dirt. Jack's limping a little bit.
So Jack's limping just a bit as he came in the third, hoping he is okay.
Looks like a new pitcher.
Okay, so Summit's going to change pitchers here, excuse me. As they're going to talk to Jack for a minute, just make sure he's okay. He's good. He's Iron Man. You hear his walk-up song. So Summit going to make this pitching change. And we will be back in a moment, folks. We're going to go to break while this pitcher warms up. And welcome back, folks, to Mark Pickle Field here at Columbia Central High School. I am Matthew Belkin, joined by Sir David Sisk and Clayton Harris. Jack Beck finds his way to third after a single to first and a throwing error. He rounds all the way to third, so no outs here with Colby Browning at the plate.
Good opportunity to get one run in right here.
And that one's going to come across for strike one. I thought that was in there.
That was in between the chalk and the corner.
So your count will be no balls and 1 strike. Here comes that 0-1 pitch. That will miss.
That one's a ball. No, that one was more.
Clayton said same pitch. And so your count will be even at 1 ball and 1 strike here for Colby Browning in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jack Beck on at third, no outs. And Colby will call time to mess with the pitcher's psyche a bit.
Did we see Tucker Hendricks on Monday night?
I feel like we did. I think we did. Here comes the 1-1.
That's in there.
Colby going to watch that one come across for strike 2. So he finds himself behind in the count here. And, you know, this is a non-negotiable. We have to drive Jack in here.
We got to. We got chances.
Yep.
Well,
is that not a balk?
No, I think, did we call time or did he step off the rover?
I'm not sure. Regardless, here comes the 1-2 pitch. He's going to get Colby swinging at that one on a strike tip. So Colby will go down swinging.
Hendricks set that one up pretty good. He fastball.
Off speed, he did. So there's your first out of the inning, and that will bring
Center fielder number 7,
Asher Conley to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning as Columbia looks to plate Jack Beck from third. Here comes a pitch. Conley's going to watch that one come across the plate from strike 1. That was a phenomenal pitch.
That was the one that hit.
Yes, it was. So your count will be no balls and 1 strike here to Asher Conley. Here comes the 0-1.
Where that?
Way high and way inside. Almost was worn on the helmet of Asher Conley, but he ducks down for ball 1. So your count will be even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes that 1-1 pitch. Conley's going to get a hold of that one. That's going to be hit to left center field, rather. Jack Beck is going to make his way across the plate. So Columbia adds a run on the board as they look to even up this ball game. And that's going to bring Cole Williams to the plate, the man who had the 2-run single earlier in this ball game.
Cole Williams.
The 2 RBI single, rather, excuse me. And we alluded to this earlier. Cole has been an extremely hot bat as of recent, and we need him to be. Pitch. Cole's going to hit that one to right field. That's going to advance Conley. He's running through second. Cole's going to be held up at first. Conley in safely at third. So Columbia will have runners on the corners with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Cole Williams has been nothing but money tonight.
Yes, he absolutely has.
Nothing but money.
And here's the thing. This is the position you want to be in, David.
Absolutely.
So Ethan Sisk will come in again to courtesy run for Cole Williams as Sisk looks to pick up his 2nd stolen base of the game. As David corrected me earlier, it was not pitcher's indifference. It was indeed
a stolen base.
A stolen base with that lightning speed.
There you go.
So Sisk with a good lead at first.
We going here or no?
No.
He's leaning.
Here comes a pitch. He's showing bunt. It's going to get down.
Squeeze. Yes! Got it!
And
big time right there. Kingston Ward,
excuse me, puts down the successful bunt.
What about Coach Similar hanging him out there? Atta baby, Coach.
Absolutely. So Columbia plates 1 to tie this ball game, advances 6 to second, and Ward is in there safely at first. Just a little bit of small ball for you.
A little small ball, a little squeeze.
And that's going to bring up Adrian Matthews, who has been, as of recent, scorching hot. So Columbia will have runners at first and second with 1 out. Adrian Matthews at the plate looking to make something happen. Here comes the pitch. Matthews
that's going to get through.
Just a gapper to third.
On the bag. Here we go. Load them up.
So the bases are juiced.
Oh, I need the bag.
Need the bag. Nobody better right here in this situation.
Bases are juiced here in the bottom of the 6th inning after Columbia already equalized the score.
Fielder number 22.
And Gabe Leonard will find himself at the plate in a massive spot. And I've alluded to it before, folks. When he's not bunting, Gabe Leonard, a phenomenal batter with runners in scoring position, looking to keep that alive.
Just hit a ball in the outfield that can be tagged up on. That's all you got to do. Drive in a run here, find a way on, find a way to get somebody in.
And folks,
crowd the plate, get hit, whatever.
If you've been tuned in for the whole game, you've seen a phenomenal ball game. Columbia goes ahead early on the jackback solo shot to left field. Summit immediately ties it up with a solo shot of their own. Columbia goes up again, and then Summit unloads for a 5-run inning in the top of the 4th to take a 6-3 lead. Columbia fights back again to equalize it. Summit takes the lead again. And now here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Columbia equalizes this score again. And the bases are juiced for Gabe Leonard.
Come on, Gob.
Here comes the pitch. He's showing bunt. That's going to get down.
Get there, E! There we go. Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
That's going to play
That's
2.
going to score 2.
And Gabe Leonard will be in
double squeeze. That boy, coach.
Safely for the 2 RBI sacrifice bunt. And Columbia has runners on 2nd and 3rd.
Who would have thought been in the same situation again? I didn't have that in my
Same
card.
exact thing just happened.
Squeeze it down. Let's go.
So Columbia takes a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning with Brandon Smith at the plate.
I'm right there with you. Do it again.
They are rolling.
Without a doubt.
That one will miss high for ball 1 to Branham Smith. And folks, Columbia has plated 4 here in the bottom of the 6th to take the lead. Here comes the 1-0, and that will be in there for strike 1 on the inside corner. And that will even up your count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Branham going to watch that one come across the plate for strike 2. I think that was in there. Maybe I'm wrong. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Branham,
Let's go, Branham
Smith.
Come on, baby.
That one's going to miss outside for ball 2, and that will even up your count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Man, David, I am juiced right now.
I am too. I like it.
Columbia, we talked about it earlier, said you got to find a way to win.
Hey.
They haven't won yet, but they're well on their way. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Branham Smith. Branham
breaker.
That was filthy.
Mm-hmm.
Branham watches that one come across for strike 3, so that will be the 2nd out of the inning, and that will bring
Right fielder number 5,
Gavin Bedingfield to the plate. As Bedingfield looks to keep things rolling here for the Columbia Central Lions. Oh! Gavin will duck on that one for ball 1. He very easily could have hit him.
You know what happened? You know who is behind Bedingfield?
Oh, yeah, I see him. Here comes the 1-0.
Do you lean into that with your helmet?
Bedingfield going to foul that one off into the netting. And that will tie up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Man, what about the 2 bunts right there?
A double on both of them. Here comes the 1-1. Bedingfield going to offer at that one to no avail for strike 2, and so your count will be 1 ball and 2 strikes.
If we learned anything in this situation, he likes his breaking ball.
Yes, he absolutely does. Here comes that 1-2 pitch, assuming there is no pickoff attempt, as he takes his time. And Bedingfield,
Let's go, Gavin.
Bedingfield will call time to mess with the pitcher's psyche a little bit. He steps back up to the plate. Here comes the 1-2. Bedingfield going to swing and miss at that one for strike 3 and the 3rd out of the inning. So Columbia
scratches 4 across.
4 across here in the bottom of the 6th, as David said, to take a 2-run lead headed to the top of the 7th inning. Griffith, I assume, is coming back out.
Oh, yeah, he's going to finish it.
So he will look to finish off the Spartans of Summit here in the 3rd game of this series. Folks, we will be back in just a moment.
Columbia Power and Water Systems is dedicated to bringing out trust and service that's built into the heart of our community. Right now, it's never been easier to make the switch. New customers can get CPWS Internet for just $50 a month. Experience the difference of local service and blazing fast speeds. Call us today, 931-375-7777.
Hi, I'm Robert Rogers at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
And I'm Michael Parks Lawrence at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
Together, we're Mr. Bobby Parks' grandsons, and we run his dealership, and we are glad to be part of our local community.
Being family owned and operated, we invest heavily in our community.
We do things like sports teams, schools, bands, you name it. We try to help everybody we can.
The reason why we do this is because we all love this community.
So come do business with us, your neighbors, at Parks Motor Sales in Columbia, Tennessee, right off Nashville Highway, or at parksmotorsales.com.
Hello, I'm Rick Whitley.
And I'm Daniel Pollard from Jones & Lang Sporting Goods. We would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for the many years of support. Since 1966, Jones & Lang has been locally owned and operated and supplying teams from T-ball to college. Stop by and see what we can do for you. We offer a wide variety of services from silk screening and embroidery to our custom trophy and awards department.
We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to noon. Remember, Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
And welcome back, folks, to Mark Pickle Field here at Columbia Central High School. I'm Matthew Belkin, joined by David Sisk and Clayton Harris. Columbia plates 4 in the bottom of the 6, including back-to-back doubles on bunts.
Here we go. We need another 0 up there.
Yes, we do. So Griffith will look to close this one out.
3 outs, all we need.
And he starts off nicely with a first pitch strike. So here comes that 0-1 pitch.
That's in there, strike 2.
Yes, it is.
Look how strong, you can see on this outfield camera how strong Hampton's legs are, man. He's a big kid.
So the batter quickly falls behind in the count to 0-2. Griffith looking to handle business here. Get a quick out for the Lions.
Good
Breaker
pitch.
in there, good pitch.
Gets him swinging on strike 3. So Columbia quickly gets their first out of the inning here in the top of the 7th, as they are now 2 outs away from a 3-game sweep. Not gonna.
Well, here's the thing too. Griffith is no stranger to being in this situation.
Absolutely not.
I mean, you're in this situation. He's probably the guy that you want out there. He's had the most experience being in that spot.
Here comes Mr. Cooper. This is the guy who went yard earlier.
Hopefully, that does not happen again.
Agreed.
Here comes a pitch from Griffith. That one's going to be hit out to right field. Gabe Leonard's got a beat on it. Is that Leonard?
That's Bedingfield.
Bedingfield, excuse me. And Bedingfield makes the catch about
1 out away, guys.
40 feet from the wall. So just 1 out remaining here, and Columbia will have a successful 3-game sweep of the Spartans of Summit.
And it doesn't matter what the score is. You just find a way.
Find a way.
Find a way.
Win's a
Compete.
win.
Good teams win one way. Great teams win anyway. I know y'all are probably tired of hearing that, but it's true. And Columbia has done just that as Griffith looks to deliver the Lions to victory right here.
I'm sorry, were you saying something?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, fouled
That'd have been an out.
out of play for strike 1.
McLean, Riddler.
2 strikes away, Belkin. I almost called you Chumley. Didn't mean to. Chumley said he got a bunch of calls the other night.
For his lawn care?
Yeah, well, there's a little bit of everything, apparently.
That one's in there for strike 2, so we are now 1 strike away.
Let's go.
374.
1772.
1772, if you need a friend.
Call Chris Chumley. Here comes the pitch. Fouled out of play, so your count will remain no balls and 2 strikes as Griffith looks to seal the deal here for the Columbia Central Lions. They have battled back multiple times, equalized it multiple times, and then finally took the lead in the bottom of the 6th. Griffith looking to get him swinging here at nothing.
He's going to put him on that hook right here. Oh, he's going.
He's going to make contact, going to be fielded by Browning at first, and the out will be made, so Columbia successfully gets the 3-game sweep versus the Summit Spartans. With
Things got rocky.
Final score of 10-8. Columbia goes down multiple times, but battles back with their resilient batting.
Things got rocky. The Lions never folded.
No, they did not. They didn't roll over once.
No, they did not. That's a good sign, good indicator. We said it in the, I don't know, fourth inning. Seemed like 3 hours ago.
Certainly
It's
did.
a great team. What you're saying? Good teams win.
Good teams win one way. Great teams win anyway.
There you go. I felt like that was a way that we had to win anyway.
Absolutely.
We did. Coach Similar dropping some bumps with some runners on third base.
This is the highest winning percentage too. We're 3 games above 500, and that's we haven't been there yet this year.
Yeah.
So
Keep stacking
again,
it.
you want to play good baseball in May.
Yes. Yeah.
Late April, early May.
We're well on
And
our
this
way
team-
to doing
this
that.
team, you got to tip your caps. This team has improved. As
They
the
certainly
season's
have.
gone on. Probably. Did we have any errors tonight?
Not that I recall.
No,
no.
I don't think so. That first time in a while.
First time in a while.
So, folks, do y'all got anything to add?
I
Great
think.
win.
Hey,
Way to
see
get
everybody
get your
Friday.
brooms out.
Folks, Columbia winners tonight over the Spartan Summits, a final score of 10-8. A resilient, competitive game. The Lions battle back multiple times, but they take the victory, guys. We'll be back on Friday at 6 or 6:30 against Blackman here at Mark Pickle Field.
Come out. Weather's going to be nice. Be a great atmosphere. See some good ball.
Absolutely. Folks, that's your ball game.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yes, sir.
See you Friday.
Thank y'all.